note. Do, 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 re. 1, 2, 3. Concert B flat, just hold it, sustain it, warm, beautiful sound. Ready? Breathe with me. How about a nice forte? Nice forte. How about a nice fortissimo? How about a nice triple F? Triple F. Piano, piano, piano. Pianissimo, We're going to play 4 minutes. Keep your instruments warm. Talk amongst yourself. Okay? 4 minutes. Go. Talk amongst yourself. Oh, I'm going to do my best to talk as much as I can. One of my students here at DW said last week I didn't talk enough, so I'm going to chat in between pieces. That first piece that you heard was American Declaration. The next piece that we're going to be doing is Celtic Air and Dance. Before we do Celtic Air and Dance, and while percussion is getting set up there, there's a lot of people to always thank when you're doing an honor band like this. And the first group of people I want to thank are the people that are up here. All right, if you are a parent of someone that's up here or a loved one of someone that is up here, you need to know how legitimately awesome these people were today. They were respectful, they listened, they were on top of things. I'm kind of, I'm sure they'll tell you how I am on the way home or when you get home, okay? But they were great and really fun to work with. I taught middle school, high school for 2 years. Middle school was my favorite, and this was a nice reminder for me today of legitimately how much I enjoy middle school. So these people did absolutely great. Just know, good job out there to those of you that are raising them. The next piece, yeah, by all means, go ahead. The next piece is Celtic Air and Dance. We're going to play that for you, and then as soon as that's done, we're going to do a fun little demonstration about music. So without further ado, this is Celtic Air and Dance. All right, band. Don't go to the next piece. We're going to stay in Celtic air and dance. Go to bar 29, I think it is. Where is it? Yeah. We're going to do band, Celtic air and dance, 29, 30, and 31. Those of you in the audience, we're going to do something a little fun up here. At least I think it's fun. I wrote my notes because if you're anything like me, sometimes your brain gets so far ahead of your mouth that you just kind of make a caveman sound. So I'm going to do a little bit of reading, okay? These are my thoughts. The value of music, the value of an A, or why music. More than most other subjects or educational activities, in my humble opinion, music often finds itself on the defensive. Why music is a question that's asked. Is it really needed in school is a question that is asked. Heck, and this is a personal anecdote, I distinctly remember being in 4th grade. I went to a private Catholic school, going home to my mother and my grandmother and saying, what is the purpose of music class? I'm never going to use it in my life. And here I am, all right? And that is a true story. A lackluster response often given is music makes you smarter, or it helps you in math class. Lame, okay? Why music? Here are my thoughts on why music. Music is simply part of the human experience. Where can you go and not hear or encounter music? You hear it in movies, TV. If you're young, I'm not young. Some of the audience, I can tell you're not young. But our young people, we encounter it on TikTok, for example, YouTube. You hear it in stores. If you go to the gym, you're blasting music at the gym, all right? Music requires discipline and dedication. It teaches teamwork, and in my humble opinion, and to quote one of my students, it is the ultimate team sport. And we're going to demonstrate that for you in a second. Music teaches the need for excellence like nothing else, all right? If you want proof, we're going to demonstrate this for you, all right? The band is going to play roughly 10 notes from the music that you just listened to, from Celtic Air and Dance. We're going to play 10 notes. I am allowing the winds, the brass winds, the percussion, they are each allowed, each of these 140 students are allowed to make 3 note mistakes. 3 note mistakes out of 10. In other words, they are getting 70% of what I'm asking them to do correct. 70%. 70% translates to what letter grade? Probably a C. C is what? Average. All right, so let's take a listen to what a C sounds like in 10 notes of Celtic Air and Dance. All right, so measures 29, 31. You're each allowed 3 note mistakes. Right on 29. 1, 2, 3. That's a C. That's average. That's 70%. If you are someone like me who struggles in math class, for example, I'm thrilled with that grade. Okay? I'd be the happiest little girl if I did that in math. All right, now what I'm going to ask my students to do, instead of having 3 note mistakes, I'm allowing them to each have 1 note mistake. Okay, so they're going to be playing 9 out of 10 things correct, or 90%, which roughly translates to an A. All right, so this is what an A sounds like in music. Same measures, 1 note mistake. 1, 2, 3. That's an A. That is every student being allowed to perform at only 90%. All right? You just heard an A. That's an A in math class. That's an A in English class. Music cannot settle for an A. My music director, music band director colleagues out there, if you presented that A to your audience, what do you think your superintendent would say to you? Right? He'd probably look at you and be like, you don't know what you're doing. We're going to get a new band director. Okay, so now I want you to just listen to these same 10 notes. They're going to play exactly what's written on the page. They're going to do it correctly. 1, 2, 3. And if we're really nitpicking, I was only letting them make mistakes on notes. That doesn't take into account rhythm. That doesn't take into account musicianship, how loud, how soft you're playing. That doesn't take into account articulation. That doesn't take into account playing in tune, all right? So if you want your child, your nephew, whoever you love to really learn teamwork, to really learn excellence, to really learn settling for everything being correct, you need music, all right? So this is why you need music in schools. With me ranting for the last 5 minutes, I'm sure some of you are rolling your eyes and saying, shut up. So I'm going to shut up. The next piece that we're going to play for you is music for a procession. What is special about music for a procession? This is the first time this piece is being played publicly. This is the first group to be working on this music. This music that you're about to hear was written specifically for this group. All right, so without further ado, this is music for a procession. The next piece that we're going to be playing is titled Dark Side of the City. As I alluded to earlier, when you're doing an honor band like this, there's a lot of people to thank. The first people, like I said, are the awesome young student musicians up here. The second group of people that I really want to thank and give epic props to are their music teachers at home that are working with them every single day. Their music teachers are doing phenomenal things. What you're hearing today has nothing to do with me. All right, I'm literally just kind of up here moving my arms, kind of yelled at them a couple times to play louder or softer, kind of said, hey, let's do the correct tempo, take my tempo. But I mean, the musicianship, the tone quality, the intonation, the blend, the balance, the discipline, that all comes from their music educators. So if you wouldn't mind, give all of their directors a round of applause. I'm a native of Pennsylvania. The other thing that I've got to say, mad props to the educators in South Dakota, is they are a very different breed in terms of they are super kind, generous, and patient. All right? In organizing and conducting this thing, I've had a lot on my brain. I did one of these last week as well. And every single director has been nothing but nice, and it just boggles my brain. If this is something I would have been doing back in PA, where more people are like me, short-tempered, that sort of thing, I would have really dreaded opening my emails. But the band directors here, again, mad props. You're doing phenomenal things. Thank you for being you. Keep doing what you're doing. Without further ado, this is Dark Side of the City. All right, we have two more pieces that we're going to be doing. The next piece is titled After the Rain. It's going to be a nice, slow, lyrical, melodical thing. It's going to be a nice, slow thing where the band is going to take the tempo, which I am giving them, and we're not going to have any scary moments going on there. Okay. Next group of people I want to thank, like I said, we've got the students to thank. We've got their band directors to thank. The next group I want to thank are my music ed students here at DW. You've got Hannah Conkling, Regan Pilker, and Addison King, who for the last 2 weeks have been doing everything that I have been asking them to do. Addison, for example, I'll be sending a text to Addison at like 10 o'clock at night saying, hey, can you take care of this tomorrow morning? And boom, it's done. Regan has been doing a lot of things without me even asking, which has been absolutely phenomenal. So a big thank you to my students over there. Really appreciate what you're doing. I didn't mention Hannah because she does nothing but give me grief. So there's that. All right, without further ado, this is After the Rain. I think it's dead. No, don't worry about it. All right, I'm going to try to talk really loud because the batteries in this are apparently dead. If you can't hear me, I'm so sorry. And if you can't hear me online, sorry. Just want to say the last piece that we're going to be playing is Groovy. It's this fun little, are you ready for this? groove that's going on. I really hope you enjoy it. This is the inaugural DWU Middle School Honor Band. All right, this is something I just thought it would be really great to do. We did a high school one last week. I fully intend on doing these next year as well. Two more people I want to thank. First, I want to thank all of you in the audience. All right, thank you for coming. As a performer, I don't make music for myself at home. Oh, hello. I thank you. I have a microphone. I don't make music for myself at home, right? I want to share it with people. So one, I thank all of you for coming so they can share their art with you. Two, those of you that are here in the audience, thank you for raising amazing children. All right, so those of you that are in the band, please give a round of applause for your audience. The next personal thanks is just a personal one for me. I like to thank my wife at everything that we do, everything that I do, because I try my darndest to not show my students or my colleagues when I'm like stressed about something or I'm feeling high strung. I normally take that home and my wife is the one that normally has to deal with, you know, me being me. We also have a 3-month-old at home. So like she's a trooper in terms of taking care of her 3-month-old and then also taking care of her 41-year-old. So, you know, big props to my wife. Thank you. Without further ado, this is Groovy. Thank you again for coming. Safe travels home. Thank you to all of you. I've really enjoyed working with you. It's been really great. All right, Groovy. Totally start that again, okay? Pretend you didn't hear that. Erase that, okay? There we go. Try it one more time. Really good job. Go home. Good job.